Welcome aboard, folks, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday morning. Well, it's afternoon now in the great state of Colorado on the 28th of April, almost the end of the month, going into May. Hope your lives are going well and smoothly, and the folks up in Boston, I just want to say my heart goes out to you. What a terrible, terrible thing that just happened up there, and the 3 beautiful lives that were lost and the many that will be affected by this terrible, terrible act of terrorism on innocent people. Just standing by, just watching people run because they love it or for a cause is just heartbreaking. And they say that these guys did it for religious reasons. I don't know what the reasons are or what religion condones mass murder and the taking of limbs, eyes, and ears is just unbelievable to me. So folks around the world, especially in America, let's take a few moments to give these people all the due respect we can, and let's hope that they recover as fast as they can, and they get to the bottom of who did this and why, because there's more to this story than we know, folks, and all in the sake of religion. Is it in the sake of religion, of their religion, or the hate of another? We shall see. Folks, I'm going to read my guest's bio first. Now, he lives in France, and we're having just a bit of a trouble getting a hold of him, but I do want to read this because it's so interesting, and hopefully we'll have him on the air in just a little bit. French writer Jacob Cohen. Now, he's Jewish, folks. We've had a lot of Jewish folks on this show, and we're not anti-Jewish, we're not anti-anybody, but we're certainly pro-truth, and this man reveals much of it in several books that he's written. He has released a new book that reveals how Israeli spy agency Mossad manipulates ordinary Jews in France and recruits them as undercover agents. The book is entitled, God Won't Return to Bethlehem. Deeply investigates Israel's foothold in France and is the first such publication in the country to reveal Mossad's influence and activities inside France. The book makes mentions of Sayanims, or undercover agents working for Mossad, a Hebrew word not widely known in France. What are their connections? I take as an example, remember the soldier Gilad Shalit? Well, I do. He was captured by Hamas, I believe. He was completely unknown, and in a few days his name became famous in all the world. What's the work of Sayanim? Cohen told a TVS correspondent on Saturday, Shalit, who also holds French citizenship, was an Israeli trooper who was arrested by the Palestinian resistance movement of Hamas in a cross-border raid on the Gaza Strip in 2006. He was held for over 5 years and released in 2011 as part of a prisoner swap deal. Himself a Jew with family members living in the occupied territories, Cohen has already been attacked for his books. He says the way he has treated for his ideas and books has helped him know the Israeli apparatus inside and out, led him to become strongly anti-Zionist. I'll get back in a minute, and I'll just finish this up, folks. We got the song coming on, but listen, support your sponsors, RBN, Real News, Real Talk, Real People, because you can't handle the truth. See you in a second.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. Terravim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from Teravim? Simple. Teravim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to teravim.com. That's TERRAVIM.com. Teravim, the best supplements on earth.
Now more than ever, killing many viruses and bacteria in our homes and at work is important. With the flu epidemic running rampant, you need to protect yourself and your family the best you can with purified air. Our air purifiers not only kill many viruses and bacteria in the air, but on surfaces too. Our air purifiers will also kill molds, fungi, mildew, oxidizes chemical fumes and toxic gases, removes dust, pollen, pet odors, and smoke. We have portable units, HVAC and industrial size units. In our homes today, protect your family the best you can by calling 1-877-605-9200 or go to our online store at republicbroadcasting.org. Call today to receive your 10% off and free shipping on any home unit. 1-877-605-9200.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the serenity. They attacked the silent ship, making a 40-foot hole in the starboard.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts. Again, I'm going to finish up Mr. Cohen's bio, and we're still trying to get him on the air. Sometimes this happens on live TV or TV, radio. No difference. But Mr. Cohen, he's pushed this for him to write two books on how the Mossad manipulates a lot of Jews who live in France, in the United States, and everywhere to help them air propaganda. He added, a night before the book's release, and that book would be God Won't Return to Bethlehem, his venue was tagged with graffiti. And it was graffiti of a symbol of the Nazi flag, as we all know what that is. And there's some other words I won't even get into. But Cohen says, however, he is not afraid and plans to write a third book. So a brave man trying to do a brave thing to get the truth out, folks. Here's a Jew, and he's trying to get people to listen to the truth and let the world know what the apparatus of the Zionist state is, and they use the Mossad in many, many ways, not just to control people, but even more lethal means of keeping them quiet. It's pretty sad that that's the way it is. The control that Israel has in this country, as you all know, is unbelievably overwhelming on our Congress, on our newspapers, on our TV stations, everywhere they have control. And if you do not follow the Zionist agenda, you will not be sitting in the anchor chair, or you will not be sitting in the halls of Congress. You'll be gone, not unless you support only the state of Israel. Just the way it is, folks. Now, I do this show, as everybody knows, for the 34 men that were slaughtered aboard the United States ship USS Liberty, AGTR-5, June 8, 1967. 34 of my fellow crewmen were slaughtered brutally by the Zionist state of Israel. 174 others were wounded. The ship was completely destroyed and had to be scrapped. There were so many rocket holes and cannon holes and 50 caliber machine gun holes, armor-piercing bullets in the ship, and a 40 by 40 foot torpedo hole in our ship, and then the act of war against the United States, and then the war crimes against the crew by shooting their life rafts out of the water, and a flagged American ship in international waters. Just goes on and on and on. It's just unbelievable. It's just it's almost like a fantasy, but it isn't. It's the true thing, folks. And the sad part is that our government called back the rescue aircraft. Yes, that's exactly what they did. They left us out there to let Israel do exactly what they wanted to, and they did. They killed and maimed as many Americans aboard that ship as they could. So we've been trying ever since then to get the truth out. We were told by Admiral Isaac Kidd to keep our mouths shut. The senators, McCain's father, who was in charge of us at that time, refused to send us aid. He ordered Admiral Kidd to tell us to shut up, never say a word about it, or we'd end up in jail or worse. Now, as you already know, I read Jacob's bio just a few minutes ago, and we had to, take a few minutes to get him on the air. But we're gonna get him on there in just a second. So, Jacob, God bless you, sir. Please hang on. Just got a few more Liberty things I got to do, and then we'll get you right on. So that's why I do the show, folks. Not for hate, not for discontent, but for the truth. No one should be allowed to get by with cold-blooded murder of Americans anywhere, on the high seas, on any shore, and not be punished. You remember the Nuremberg trials. The Jews, the Zionists, they went after every one of them, as they well should have. These men were guilty of murdering innocent civilians, and they needed to be taken out. But there's no difference in the USS Liberty. These men murdered innocent men doing their duty on the high seas, and our government covers up for them and lets them get by with it. Disgraceful, dishonest, un-American, and certainly not looking out for the men that wear the uniform of the United States of America. And as I said before, in this country, in this military, they say we leave no man behind. Well, when Israel does the killing, they will leave 294 men behind and a defensive ship to be sunk in a false flag attack. I want to thank all the people on Facebook and in the Internet that take interest in this subject and many others that we go over. And thank you for listening to RBN. It's one of the greatest stations that I know of on radio. And thank you, John Statmiller, again. I always like to thank you, sir, for giving me the honor of remembering my shipmates and hoping this never happens again. So, folks, if you've got an extra few bucks, send it in to RBN. Or if RBN does sell a myriad of different things, and I think you can get gold and silver on there at a discount price. get a hold of RBN if you want to do anything like that. But I want to thank also Sam, our board operator, the best in the world. Works hard, does a fantastic job, and is always on the ball, always on time, doing what he has to do. I want to thank Kat Faber, my producer. Without her, I couldn't do this show. Absolutely not. She's one heck of a gal, and she's still a little bit under the weather, so let's hope she gets much better. And she does the songs, of course. Everybody knows that. And again, thank you, Kat. You're a sweet gal and a wonderful person. I just thank you very much for being the producer on Your Voice Counts. Without you, we would have no show. I want to thank Ron Kukl, former shipmate of mine aboard the USS Liberty, who's in charge of body identification and recovery. Ron's a big part of this show and always will be. And John Gadusco, a dear, dear friend of mine, by the way, who just had a birthday last week. And happy birthday, John. It means a lot that you're always, taking care of. I guess I'd be a young pup to you, but you always set me straight on things, and you're always straightforward, and I appreciate that very, very much. Again, happy birthday, John, and go to John's site. It's tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. Don't go to any other site, folks, but this one. If you want to get the real truth about what's going on, you go to John Gadusco's site. Again, tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. And thank you, listeners, for listening to Your Voice Counts, a very important show about a very important topic, Israel, United States. Now, welcome aboard, Mr. Cohen. Thank you, sir. I'm glad we got a hold of you. And what brings you on Your Voice Counts?
Mm-hmm. Good evening to you listeners, and I'm ready to answer your questions.
Well, I would like you to go ahead, sir, and tell your story of why you left Israel and why you wrote your books and how you've been harassed.
Okay, I was born in Morocco, and in Morocco I was a member of a Zionist youth organization during 4 years when I was a youngster. And my family went to Israel, and since that time I began to understand the policy of Israel towards my fellow Moroccan Jews, who were treated like blacks or Arabs in Israel, the Moroccan Jews. And then since I live in Paris, I'm a militant against. I criticize very much the policy of the Sayanims of Israel, and I am very active on Facebook. And I wrote a book 3 years ago called "The Spring of the Sayanim." That is to say, the Sayanim is a Hebrew word which means that Sayan is a Jew living in the diaspora, that is to say, not in Israel, and who accepts to collaborate with the Secret Service of Israel, the Mossad. And there are...
Mr. Cohen, yes? I just wanted to warn you, sir, when the music comes on, we have to take a break, and then we'll come right back to you. So go ahead and talk until the music comes on, and then we'll continue on. Okay.
So I wrote the book called The Spring of the Sayanim. Sayanim, as I said.
And here comes the music, as I said, sir. So we'll get you on the break. Thank you, RBN. Real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. Folks, support your sponsors on RBN. Believe me, they respect it, and they really appreciate your help. Thank you. See you in a minute.
Ground beef, eggs, butter, cheese, soup, sandwiches, strawberries, ice cream, coffee, and more. What do these foods have in common? They all come in storable, long shelf life food for you to save and use in uncertain times. Rather, if it is a meal or a snack for a family or just yourself, CampingSurvival.com offers a huge variety of storable food for you to be prepared anytime. Go to CampingSurvival.com to order all your food. Eat today, save it for tomorrow, or store it for years to come. CampingSurvival.com sells healthy, nutritious, storable food in number 10 cans and pouches. Order online today at CampingSurvival.com. Use code FREEDOM and receive 5% off. CampingSurvival.com. Remember, save 5% off with code FREEDOM at CampingSurvival.com on all your prepared food needs.
Herbal Healer Spring Sale. 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes. COQ10 with hawthorn, glucosamine chondroitin, sea cucumber, colloidal minerals, Superfam and Super Male Plaques, colon enhancer, our top-selling liquid, Cal Mag Vitamin D, MSM Sulfur Capsules, and Elderberry Power Capsules. We also offer certificate correspondence courses in natural medicine. Free memberships and free online newsletters also available at herbalhealer.com. Herbal Healer has been serving the natural medicine industry for 25 years. This is a company you can count on. Visit herbalhealer.com today. herbalhealer.com. That's herbalhealer.com.
If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself from anything out of balance concerning cardiovascular or diabetic circulation problems, then this might be the most important ad you'll ever hear. It is possible to acquire a 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation, which works. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. For a long and healthy life, order today by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Order online at heartandbody.com. That's heartandbody.com.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago in 1967.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go. Back to Your Voice Counts with Mr. Jacob Cohen, author extraordinaire and a brave man, a very, very brave man to take on what he's been doing and what he believes in life. And I also want to thank again that beautiful voice, Kat Faber, and all her work she does for me as producer on this great radio station, RBN. Again, Kat, I couldn't do it without you. Thank you very, very much. Okay, Mr. Cohen, please go ahead, sir, and we'll pick up where we dropped off.
Yes, there is a notion, not many people know about the Sayanim, these Jews who help the Mossad. And there are tens of thousands who work in every place of the society, and they help the Mossad. For instance, in the medias, in the cinema, in the movie, in the TV, in the universities, everywhere, where there are Jews, they are hired by the Mossad, and they accept to work to help him in his operations. And that's why I wrote the book called The Spring of the Sayanim. Sayanim are these volunteers who work for the Mossad. And in France, we have a lot of them, maybe 3,000 or 4,000. One of them is very known. He is probably a Sayan, Bernard-Henri Lévy. And these people help. That's why the policy of Israel is sustained and in the media and in the politics. And these people work concretely to help implement the Israeli policy. And I was also in Paris. I was for 17 years a member of the Freemasonry, and in this field also the Sayanim had worked a lot to help push the policy of Israel. Now, last year in 2012, because I became a little bit famous in France, and my voice is more and more popular in Facebook and on internet and in videos. I was attacked by the Jewish Defense League twice in March and July 2012, and threatened, attacked by a group. I complained before the justice, but the justice in France is influenced by the Zionists, so my complaints didn't go far. Although my aggressors have filmed the aggression, and they are known by the police and the justice, but nobody, they are not absolutely, there is no push, how do you say, pursued by the justice. I became I try to always analyze, and especially in the media, how the Zionists work, how they try to implement, to help the Mossad, and to make people, like when there is war against Gaza or about Palestinian prisoners, and that probably it's stronger in the U.S., where almost all the establishment or a big part of the establishment is pro-Israel. One of the reasons of that is because of the Sayanim, of these Jewish agents who work in secret, because they are not known. Nobody talks about them. That's a kind of something we don't know about. Nobody knows that there are tens of thousands who work secretly everywhere where they work, they live, and they push to help Israel. And that's why one of the reasons of why Israel can do his policy of killing, of prisoning, and all his policy, and not be judged or pursued, is that my subject really turns about this particular field, because it's something new nowadays in France. The word
here comes that music, sir, again. And we got long run here after this, about 17, 18 minutes.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. I'll tell you what, a great interview. Remember, folks, support your sponsors in RBN. Thank you, Sam, very much. You're doing a great job. See you in just a few minutes, folks.
It would be too late for liberty.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
Are you prepared? Are you ready? You should be. CampingSurvival.com is your source for camping supplies, survival gear, and survival food. Whether you are an emergency preparedness-minded individual interested in MRE, a hardcore hiker in need of paracord, a water filter system and fire piston, or you just need a basic first aid kit or emergency kit for the family, CampingSurvival.com is the right place. Call CampingSurvival.com today, toll free at 800-537-1339. CampingSurvival.com. It's not about the end of the world. It's not about surviving a hypothetical plane crash. It's about the satisfaction you get knowing you can take care of yourself and or your family in any situation, anytime, anywhere. Visit CampingSurvival.com now and receive 5% off any purchase with the code FREEDOM. CampingSurvival.com.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
The 5 self-evident truths of the Declaration of Independence are the standing definition of our Republican form of government. Each unalienable right has an attached duty because we are all created equal. Like the right, the duty is permanent and non-transferable. There can be no paper to lien the right and no paper to waive the duty. Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed does not mean if you can think of it, you can consent to it. Truly, it names a condition where a right must be held without violation of its duty by both parties who can then consent. Our grand jury has been destroyed without the consent or the right. Return the grand jury customarily impaneled by the elected county sheriff and one where people can appear with information. McGilvery Machine Company, Reading, Michigan. Innovative research and development of prototype industrial equipment since 1988.
Welcome back, folks. Here to Your Voice Counts on this beautiful Sunday, especially in the state of Colorado. And first of all, Mr. Cohen, I'd like to ask you, sir,
yes.
How to get your book, and is it in English?
I'm sorry, would you repeat? How?
I would be glad to. How do we get your book? How do we order your book? And is it in English or just French?
It's not translated in English.
Okay. So, do you plan on doing that?
I don't know if maybe I'm not sure. I mean, right now I don't have any contact.
Okay, I understand. Well, I hope you do, and since we're talking about, I hope you can get it in English because it'd be
I hope so too. Yeah, because many people ask me, because it's a notion, which is very popular, and it helps to understand how the Zionism works to influence to get influence in all the countries. Yes.
Absolutely, and since we're talking about books, and mine is in English. What I saw that day, I want to push my book a little bit here, and folks, it's a great book. Well, of course I'm going to say that because I wrote it, but along with Mark Glenn. But if you'll call 888-698-8706, 888-698-8706, tell them you heard it on this radio show, and you'll get a discount. Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Cohen, I wanted to ask you made a couple comments before the break that really piqued my interest. when you said that it is more, there are more people like Sayanim. Is that what it is? Say that word again.
Sayanim.
Okay, there are more people in the United States under the Mossad, the Israeli control, than
probably 20,000 or 25,000. You know.
Okay, that's a lot. Now,
yes.
How many of those people do you think sit in the halls of Congress of the United States of America? How many congressmen? How many senators? How many heads of state?
The strength of the Sayanim, you know, I think there is a difference. There is the Jewish lobby, official lobby, and known, and all the people who work for the IPAC almost are known. But the Sayanim, the strength of the Sayanim, but there are people who are not known to the public, you know. It means people who work in a newspaper or in the media, in a bank, in an insurance company, in petroleum, in the industry, and all these people. Yes.
How about Jonathan Pollard? He fits that.
Yeah, probably.
He fits that very well.
Yeah. You know, it's not. They are not spies. You know. These people, the Sayanim, are not spying for Israel. They just help the Mossad. You know, for instance, the Mossad needs some black money on an apartment or a garage, or to push a news in the media. For instance, to say that Israel is defending himself. For instance. And they push all the Sayanim who work in the universities, in the medias, and so on, to spread this idea and to make it credible, you know, and or to get a loan, for instance, in a bank, or all these people who are hidden, you know, who keep their own job, who have their own life. They are not spying, but they help the Mossad in defending Israeli policy, and that's why this notion is very interesting to know, because it helps discover how they work and how they get their influence. Once again, it's not the official people who help Israel in the IPAC. These people are known, and they work openly. But these tens of thousands of Sayanim, they work secretly in their field, and each one in his to make a documentary, or to help financing, and they help the Mossad to get into to push and to gain influence. When people Viktor Ostrovsky, I don't know if you know the name, was
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, he wrote a book, and he is a refugee in Canada, and he was a Mossad agent, and he said that where the Secret Service needs, for instance, 200 or 300 agents in Paris or in New York, the Mossad needs only 5 or 6 people, because they get tens of thousands of agents spread in the whole society, and they help him in all the fields, economical, financial, technical, in the medias and so on.
Well, isn't that, it's so interesting what you're talking about. It goes right back to the USS Liberty cover-up, how they've been so successful in covering it up for the last 46 plus years. And also of course, the influence that the Zionist government of Israel has over the United States of America. Israel can do no wrong in the eyes of the eyes of the government, And when we see innocent Palestinians being starved to death, Israeli settlers throwing dirty diapers down into their wells, urinating on prisoners, and prisoners being locked up only because of their ethnicity, being Palestinians. And it goes on and on and on. And Rachel Corrie being run over by a bulldozer, saying they couldn't see her. And all this goes back for the benefit of Israel. And hey, to me that is you say it isn't spying, but to me it is a form of it, and it is counter to the Constitution of the United States of America. And how are we supposed to stop this?
Well, we try to know first about their existence, and then to try. To me, now the tide is changing. The times are changing against Israel. I don't know how it is in the States, but in Europe it's a fact. I mean, more people are aware of the situation, of the behavior, of the crimes of Israel, and in the universities, and there are videos. It's a very hard to get against, because each time somebody criticizes the Israeli policy, they say it is anti-Semitism. And, it's a weapon of the Zionists to say each time it's anti-Semitism. But, these things work less and less because people are aware of the crimes of Israel. The medias still in France, for instance, in Europe, are still they are for Israel. They are helping Israel, but it's more and more difficult because many people are aware of the situation, and Israel cannot do anymore what it did before. And each year, I see the things changing. In the 60s and the 70s, Israel was honored as the big democracy and so on. But now, really, the things are changing. And I think so. Let's say, for instance, the book of Mersheimer. He did a lot in the States to reverse the tide. Hello?
Yes, sir. I was thinking Walt Mersheimer is the book you're talking about, I think. But with all these people, tens and thousands of people throughout the world that are under the thumb of the Mossad, aren't those people in some way committing treason against their own fellow countrymen?
Well, they don't have this impression. Why? Because the United States and France are allies with Israel, so they don't have the impression that they are traitors. But we can imagine that someday a country where there are Sayanim, where there are Jews, would get into war against Israel, and these Jews, these Sayanim, would rather work for Israel than for their own country, because their patriotism is a little bit it's not 100% for their own country, because to me they are traitors to their countries, because for instance they can in France they did something. I don't have time now to get into details, but they endangered the contract between Iraq and France about nuclear factory. And and for instance, there is a car company, a French car company, Peugeot, who sells about 300,000 cars to Iran. And the government told the company not to sell because of political reasons, because the French government wants to boycott Iran because of Israel, just because of Israel. And economically, it's a disaster. So to me, these people who pushed against this contract, this car contract with Iran, are traitors to France. And I know from the inside the mentality, the spirit of these people who are the Sayanim. And they really, for them, Israel is their country of their heart, of the heart, and in case of conflict, they probably will turn to Israel.
Well, hello? Sir, Israel is a very heavy-handed country, yes, as you well know, and they're a nuclear power. And yes, we give them $11 million a day. We certainly don't. They don't need the money. They're one of the richest countries on earth.
Yes.
And we still give them $11 million a day that we have to borrow with, yes, well, let's put it this way. We're spending money we don't have. There's no doubt, yes, about it.
Uh-huh.
And I say no more aid for Israel, no more aid for anybody until we take care of the United States,
yes, sure,
as well as France should do the same thing, or any other country. But what my gut tells me right now is, yes, that what is Israel so afraid of? What is Israel so afraid of to have all these people doing their bidding? What are they afraid of?
Afraid of what?
Well, why would they have a banker or a lawyer or a teacher or a weatherman or a news person working, yes, for the Mossad? Yes. What is Israel basically afraid of, or what is the Mossad trying to?
They want to get the influence. I mean, they want. Look, any country who would do the 10th of what Israel does since the last 60 years, it would be condemned. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the behavior of Israel, and in fact, Israel can do anything he wants in the world, and that's why the Sayanim work for Israel. To get the influence, to make the people think that Israel is on the side of the West, that Israel is in war against terrorism, against the Arabs, and we help the West to stay in a free world, in all all these things, and. The strength of Israel, for instance, the products of the colonies, I mean, Israel and the European community signed a contract to economical contract, and Israel has a lot of advantages, but Israel has to respect the international law and so on. But for the last 40 years, it doesn't respect, and Israel, because of the Sayanim, because of the help they get, they can push their policy without any problem. But it's not a fear to get the Sayanim, but in a way to get the influence, to have this influence on Europe and on the States. I mean, is that clear, or?
It is very clear. It is very clear. You've made it rock solid. Israel comes first and only, and yes, that's all they care about. and they would push France off the map and the United States if it was in Israel's interest. And that's just, I think you said that very clearly, that their interests are before ours or anybody else's. And it's very sad that we have a totalitarian people that run Israel that would do this. We're going to go to a break, and then we'll come right back and we'll finish up the show. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Cohen, you're a very interesting person and guest, and we're very happy to have you on RBN, Real News, Real Talk, because you can't handle the truth. See you in just a second.
Will never depart me. I'll hear the bombs again. I'll hear the bombs again.
Golden Stag Safaris invites you to hunt in one of Argentina's most beautiful scenarios. Enjoy the quietness of the Pampas and the 5-star accommodation lodge. Excellent food and wine included in your stay, all the while hunting big game in the Argentine Valley, an area known for having a wide range of game, excellent trophies, the biggest stags in South America, as well as many other species, all gold medal quality. One-on-one guided hunts, rental guns available with the highest quality scopes in every caliber, Land Rovers for transport, pick up at Buenos Aires Airport, and a private aircraft for charter is all available. Go to www.goldenstagsafaris.com to see photos and for more information. Again, www.goldenstagsafaris.com.
Time to relax and unwind. What better way to do so than with Santa Barbara bells? For over 25 years, our wind chimes have been helping people to relax and enjoy life. Turn your home environment into a pleasurable experience. From the small overture chime to the large super bass, you will find just the right chime to enjoy. All wood, strings, and cordage are protected for long life, and all parts are rust-proof. You have 10 sizes to choose from. To see and hear more of the chimes, go to santabarbarabells.com or call us at 805-733-1513. Santa Barbara Bells is currently having a springtime sale. Come to the website and save up to 50% on all of our chimes. santabarbarabells.com.
With financial uncertainty circling the globe due to job losses, decline in the housing market, a climate of corruption, bailouts, currency rigging, and unfair competition, many are once more turning to precious metals as the only hedge against the uncertainty of the future. With the U.S. House conducting hearings on proposals to confiscate workers' personal retirement accounts, including 401ks and IRAs, this is the time to secure your assets. Call Republic Trading Group today, 800-691-7898 before this happens, and find out how easy it is to convert your existing IRA and in some instances your 401k plan into real wealth now. Don't let the ravages of hyperinflation caused by the massive increase of fiat currency now flooding world markets affect your retirement account. Call RTG at 800-691-7898 and experience the security and peace of mind that only real gold and silver can offer. That number again is 800-691-7898. Call now.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to the final few minutes of the show, and I neglected to mention another book by a very dear friend of mine, Michael Colin Piper, who is also on this great radio station, RBN. Ye Shall Know the Truth. Ye Shall Know the Truth. I just got finished reading the book, and Michael has outdone himself as he always does. A great man, a good friend, and a great American. Mr. Cohen.
Yes.
Sir, in our lifetime, do you see any dramatic changes coming in regards to the power and the influence of the Zionist government of Israel?
Well, my view is that the Zionism is will go to an end. in a few decades. You know, history is not a matter of years, nor decades, but centuries. The problem of the Zionists is that Israel can't make peace, and doesn't want to make peace because they can't imagine giving a state to the Palestinians. So they have to push always to gain territories, to be in war against the Arabs, and although now the Arab countries are too weak to resist, so they have to accept the existence of Israel, a strong Israel, but the people in the Arabic countries, 99% of the people, they want to get rid of this place, and Israel is a foreign thing in this region, and as they cannot go into peace because even Israel can't make peace because of internal reasons. The society has a lot of problems in this society, religious against others, Sephardim against Ashkenazim, and so on. And they have to get a foreign enemy to be always in the tension and to have a strong army. And this will push the Zionists to be always imperialistic, colonialistic, and in Europe the trend is changing a lot. Now the people in their majority, they think, they have the idea that Israel is a danger to international peace. They see Israel as a threat. They see Israel as a colonialist country, and in a few years, the boycott of Israel would be something natural. So I think the time coming will be very hard for Israel, and the time coming to me is in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and someday the situation, Europe or Arabic countries, they will oblige Israelis and Palestinians to live together in one state, and the Arabs will overcome. This is my point of view.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cohen. Can I get you back on my radio show? An hour isn't long enough. We'll have to do this again soon. Would you please come back on air?
When?
I'll have Kat get a hold of you, and we'll work it out. And I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you coming on. You're a great man, a great human being. And take care of yourself, and God bless you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, RBN. Real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. Don't forget, folks, stay on this station if you want to get the truth. Again, thank you, Sam. You did a great job. Bye.